A challenging season for the San Francisco 49ers in 2024 has set the stage for a drastically different roster heading into 2025. An exodus of key players in the offseason has largely been driven by the looming financial commitment to quarterback Brock Purdy, who is seeking a lucrative contract extension as he approaches the final year of his deal. On Tuesday, team owner Jed York addressed the departure of 17 key contributors and responded to outside claims that the organization is cutting costs. When confronted with accusations that the 49ers are going cheap, York dismissed the criticism with a measured response, acknowledging that fans want to see aggressive moves in free agency, but emphasizing that every decision has been made with the team's long-term success in mind. He pointed out that rather than making high-profile signings, San Francisco has prioritized financial flexibility to secure their franchise quarterback for the future. The message was clear. The organization is fully invested in Purdy and willing to make sacrifices to ensure his long-term presence in the Bay Area. The conversation around Purdy's standing in the league remains a hot topic, and former NFL defensive back Bryant McFadden weighed in on the quarterback's place among his peers. When pressed on where Purdy ranks, McFadden placed him at 14th overall, firmly within the top half of the league, but outside of the elite echelon. That ranking becomes particularly significant when examining the current quarterback market, where 5 quarterbacks now earn over $55 million annually, yet only one, Josh Allen, secured a playoff victory last season. The financial commitment looming over the 49ers raises an important question. How much pressure will be on Purdy to justify his contract, particularly after the team has sacrificed so much roster depth to accommodate his future payday? The expectations are immense for Purdy, but he has remained unfazed by external narratives. Detractors argue that he has benefited from an elite supporting cast rather than elevating the team himself. But Purdy has exceeded the performance of his predecessors in San Francisco. The 49ers' past quarterback missteps, the Trey Lance trade, the Jimmy Garoppolo contract, have largely been overshadowed by Purdy's emergence, keeping the franchise competitive and relevant. While he may not be considered among the league's truly elite passers, Purdy's impact on wins and losses is undeniable. The quarterback market has historically rewarded players regardless of postseason success, and names like Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert have already secured massive contracts despite failing to match Purdy's playoff resume. If those quarterbacks didn't have to struggle to secure their financial windfalls, why should Purdy be treated any differently? The reality of today's NFL is that quarterbacks dictate the market, and Purdy's case is no exception. San Francisco also faces a critical financial decision regarding wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, a player who has been the subject of trade rumors as the franchise maneuvers its cap space. While Ayuk's production has been impressive, the team must determine whether he is worth a top-tier payday in a market that has proven unkind to non-elite receivers. With Purdy's contract on the horizon, the 49ers will have to carefully allocate resources, knowing that every dollar spent elsewhere is one less available for their franchise quarterback. Meanwhile, the ongoing Aaron Rodgers saga continues to dominate headlines, with the Pittsburgh Steelers playing a patient waiting game. The recent sighting of Rodgers throwing to DK Metcalf at UCLA, complete with a camera crew, only fuels speculation that the veteran quarterback is plotting his return. McFadden, who remains closely connected to the Steelers organization, revealed that the patient inside Pittsburgh is wearing thin. The franchise has made no significant moves at the quarterback position, a strong indication that they expect Rodgers to be their starter. The logic is simple. If Rodgers weren't in their plans, the Steelers would have already pursued other options rather than relying on Mason Rudolph, a quarterback they previously allowed to walk in free agency before bringing him back as a backup. The presence of Metcalf in Pittsburgh only adds to the intrigue, and McFadden believes that the Steelers have inside knowledge that Rodgers will ultimately commit to joining them. If Rodgers does sign with Pittsburgh, the next question becomes whether the team will still target a quarterback in the upcoming draft. The Steelers lack a second-round pick, which complicates their ability to find a long-term successor, but McFadden identifies 2 quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders and Cameron Ward, as the only true first-round talents in this class. If Pittsburgh is serious about securing its future at the position, they may need to make an aggressive move to land one of those prospects. The team has been stuck in a cycle of short-term quarterback solutions, and while Rodgers will provide an immediate upgrade, he is not a long-term answer. The Steelers must eventually break that cycle and commit to finding a true franchise quarterback rather than relying on annual stopgap solutions. Elsewhere in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are preparing to make a massive financial commitment to star pass rusher Micah Parsons. However, team owner Jerry Jones raised eyebrows with his recent comments, taking a direct shot at Parsons' agent by downplaying the role of representation in contract negotiations. Jones insisted that agents are irrelevant to the team's decision-making process, instead emphasizing that negotiations will center solely on Parsons as a player. But the reality is that no high-profile contract gets done in the modern NFL without agent involvement. McFadden likened the ongoing drama in Dallas to a soap opera, pointing out that Jones has navigated player negotiations for decades and fully understands the importance of agent representation. Regardless of Jones' comments, Parsons' agent will play a crucial role in securing a deal, and dismissing that influence only adds unnecessary friction to an already complex negotiation. The Cowboys have a long history of drawn-out contract battles with their star players, and Parsons' impending payday is shaping up to be no different. Dallas has traditionally been willing to pay top dollar for homegrown talent, and Parsons is expected to become the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. His impact on the field is undeniable, and while Jones may attempt to control the narrative, the financial reality is that Parsons holds all the leverage. With each passing day, the tension in Dallas grows, and history suggests that this negotiation will be anything but smooth. As the NFL offseason progresses, the league continues to be defined by major financial decisions, high-profile quarterback dilemmas, and front office power struggles. The 49ers are restructuring their roster around Brock Purdy. The Steelers are betting on Aaron Rodgers, and the Cowboys are preparing for another headline-grabbing contract dispute. The drama never stops, and as teams navigate these critical decisions, the ripple effects will shape the league for years to come.